How you doing? There we go. How's everybody? Okay, we got a viewer. Decided to do a stream today. You know, when it gets a little rainy, I'm getting drowsy. Iron Man, how you doing, brother? I haven't heard from you in a long time. You know, it's probably the reason I'm doing this stream because at this time of day, not too many people are around. But that's okay because the good people are around, the people that matter. You know, I've been doing okay. I've been going to church, reading my Bible. I went to the East Coast Slingshot tournament. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, then, I tell you, rain does make me drowsy. Mm. Especially cloudy days. I'll put it this way. I didn't win anything. Came in last. Well, but that's okay. I learned some things along the way, and um, I won a slingshot. Got a golden ticket. At least I won some. Amen, Iron Man. Amen. All right. Well, I know, Iron Man. I'm going again next year. Yep. Everything's doing good. Uh, let's see. Did you get that security door? Um, Iron Man? All right. Okay, we got 5 viewers. One thumb up. If you just came in, give me a like. Thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Okay. A lot of love. I guess in my own way. Thanks for the hearts. All right, let's see what we can do. As you can see, well, on days like this when it's cloudy, looks like it's about to rain because it feels like it's about to rain. Because I know I get drowsy when it rains, and of course my allergies go through the roof. um, you can do a lot of great things. Okay, is my chat going cold? Is it going cold? I'm sorry, is my chat frozen? Sorry, is it? Let me know, because I'm not getting any more chats. Oh boy. If someone writes something in the chat, let me know. You know what I mean? Let me check the chat. Okay, it's not frozen. Hello, Darks. Hello, Phil. All right. Well, if you just came in, give me a like. It's one of those rainy days. Cool, dark skin Phil. Cool, Phil. I guess that happens, Phil. I hope you're taking some kind of coffee or energy drink because I know these rainy days can sometimes mess with your energy, make you want to sleep. Okay, we got another like, 2 likes. Yeah, I understand. I would never go to Starbucks myself, though. There is one nearby now, which is weird enough as it is, in my small little conservative town having a Starbucks. Ugh. You know? Mm. I call it soy bucks. It's not my coffee of choice. Oh, sorry to hear that, Phil. I think you would love my review of the sitcoms that I hated. Think you'll love that one. They were good. Thank you, thank you. And most of those sitcoms were kind of like the Starbucks of comedy, pretty much. You know, they weren't funny, and they were very liberal. You know, just like just like Starbucks isn't selling coffee, and it's very liberal. They're selling gelatos. One of gelato. Uh, I didn't like Roseanne. No shade on Roseanne. I didn't like it. Very feminist, in my opinion. How you doing, Colin? Yes, I like the woman who played the character, but I didn't like the character. She's gotten a little more based over the years, and I got to give her that. Slow. Mm. Well, we got 7 views and only 2 likes. I think we can at least get up to 4. Yeah, well, I did a nice review on sitcoms that I hated, but there's some movies that I hated. Um, Plenty of movies that I hated. That's a much longer list, I can tell you that. I mean, there's movies that I like, there's movies that I hated. You know? I did. Maybe I should go into like some of the TV shows that I hated. It might surprise you. Like sitcoms are a genre of their own. Maybe more dramatic TV shows that I hated. I could put a list down. See you, Colin. Mm, Maybe I can put a list, of that. You know, of like the more dramatic TV shows that I didn't like. Sitcoms or comedy. I could put a little list of the dramatic TV shows that I didn't like. It's like there are quite a few, quite a few. Yeah, and it started in the '90s, Phil. It all started in the '90s. I would say television got feminized when in the '90s. I mean, there were still some masculine shows left, but really, it really went downhill in the '90s. I will say, you know. Thanks for the 3 likes. In the '90s, because I don't know what it is. It started with 90210. I mean, in the '80s, it was very masculine, very masculine. Very yeah, and I don't think anyone likes that. In the '80s, you had the A Team, Knight Rider. You had like a lot of these masculine shows, like Magnum PI. Um, you had all sorts of shows that were very masculine in different genres, from science fiction to whatever. You know what I mean? During the '90s, start to go downhill. really downhill. I'm just. In the 90s, you had shows like 90210. We both know that show was not made for men. Okay, that was the boy bands of television, pretty much. Hated it. Yeah, and when they took machismo out of television, it just really ruined it. We had great shows back then. That is a good one, Phil. That is a good one. You know, exactly, exactly. Mm, I agree with that one. Yeah. Oh boy, I don't think that dad is on the straight side. There were a few others in the '90s. It was pretty bad. Baywatch, it was full of hot chicks, but let's be honest here. That's all it had. It's just boobs bouncing around. Did it have any substance? No. I just thought it would be a good idea to avoid the trolls. You know, Mimi. Just one of those fluff streams that I like to do. All right. Well, but like I'm saying, when the '90s came around, television started to become feminized. And we know what happened in the early 2000s with television. It got worse. Until, men stopped watching television, they had to put some more masculine shows on, like The Walking Dead and Supernatural. I stopped watching television years ago, to be honest with you. But like I'm saying, the shows that were more dramatic, yeah, I could have go on a long list of shows that were just in the '90s. I mean, and the early 2000s that were just horrible. I don't have to do sitcoms. Sitcoms were my first choice because everyone likes to laugh, and not everyone. People have a different sense of humor, and but I can go on to a list of more dramatic shows that I hated, and um uh well, I started out with 90210. I hated that show. That show was rich kids with problems. Oh, rich kids got problems. They got problems. They're riding nice cars. And they look like supermodels. Yeah. Yeah, don't you know? I would give my left nut to be one of those kids in Beverly Hills riding nice cars, looking like supermodels. But that wasn't me. Yeah. Mm. Thank you. That is true, Mimi. Another one. Let's see. What's another one? Thinking. What would be another one on my list of like more dramatic shows that were just absolutely freaking horrible to watch? Hmm. So many. So many from the '90s to the early 2000s. Law and Order. Terrible, in my opinion. Very propagandistic. Law and Order was full of establishment propaganda. Law and Order hated it. My dad watched it, but looking back on it, it just was a terrible show. Oh yeah, that one's pretty bad too. I forgot about that one. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. You know what I mean? You know? Oh yeah, you just reminded me of that one. That was a horrible thing. Oh, so how you doing, Rocky? Let's see what else. All right, let's see. I gotta think of another one. Oh yeah, that's in the sitcom category. I didn't like that one either, Hawk. But that's in the sitcom category. We were talking about some of the dramatic shows that I hated. More dramatic shows. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen that. Terrible. It's like a Canadian. I actually liked You Can't Do That on Television, which was much better. It was a comedy. It's funnier. Yeah, I didn't like that one. Although I did like Hercules. Mimi. Yeah, that one was not good. For obvious reasons. Oh, I hated Buffy. Oh, Buffy was such a feminist piece of tripe. Couldn't watch it. Unwatchable. Good for you, Rocky. All right. Let's see what else. Anyway, so true, dark skinned Phil. So true. So true, Phil. That's why I didn't like it. See, I'm gonna explain something to you. If I'm gonna have a hero in a movie, it better be a dude, because I can relate to that. You think I would be able to relate to a 90-pound woman, like throwing or tossing around, like 200-pound men? I don't think so. I'm sorry, I can't suspend my disbelief in that situation. No, she can't. Well, It's not. Well, I would argue that it's not realistic at all. I've never seen a woman in real life do too many heroic things. Mhm. There are a few, but yeah, I've never seen heroism come from women too much. Um, I'm just being honest here. You know what I mean? You know? Oh boy. I got nothing against women, but when it comes to heroism and self-sacrifice, that's something that's a manly virtue. You know what I mean? Yeah, because that's her grandchild. I didn't say it doesn't happen. I said it doesn't happen that much. And it's a family. It's a family. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get it. I can give you several reasons why that doesn't go out too well. I can show you several footage of police women almost getting themselves, beaten to death. You know what I mean? And female firefighters, don't get me started. They had to lower the. They literally had to lower the physical fitness requirements for them to be in those positions. Kyle, you know what I mean? It makes us much less safe. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that it's rare. It's about adrenaline, Rocky. Yeah, they're heroic in their own way. I would say that's what they're biologically made to do. I don't call that heroic. That's what women are biologically made to do. That's like saying I'm a hero for basically, if I'm a father, like paying the bills. That's what I'm supposed to do. Well, you have to go. I would say this, Mimi. You have to go into what a definition of a hero is. Like, hero is about, sacrificing oneself, sacrificing one's life to basically save the day. Um, it goes back to the stories of Hercules, stories of, you know, to, you know, so heroicism from the ancient point of view, from the classical point of view, has always been a male kind of trait. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying I'm looking at it from a different, from the more classical point of view, like the old school point of view. Yes, doing things for your children is okay, but heroicism is basically, you know, um, standing up for what's right, um, sacrificing yourself to save lives. I mean, these are things that men normally do. I mean, I've heard a story about an uncle who literally got got burned up. Not he wasn't dead, but to basically get his niece out of a fire. So, what can you say? Well, I would say loving your children is a trait, every parent loves their children regardless. Is that heroic? No, because heroicism involves. Well, that's very true, Mimi. Plenty, Rocky. It's just I don't share my opinions with them. You think I say these things in the real world? I don't. I keep my opinions to myself most of the time. So, and we're talking about what makes a hero. Well, we have opinions. Everyone has an opinion. You know what I mean? And we also have something that's based on facts. Look, okay, being a hero is also will be willing to face danger for someone you don't even know a lot of times. So I have seen a lot of times when women are faced with like real kind of danger, um, their minds cannot handle that. Men can compartmentalize when it comes to combat and stuff like that. You know? Yeah, that's true, Rocky. Very true. We all have opinions, you know. I'm not saying all women can. I'm not saying that like there aren't women who've done heroic things. There have been, absolutely. Okay, but at the same time, I'm saying that the majority of people who have done heroic things, well, are men. Well, in what context, Mimi? In what context? I mean, are you talking about veterans who basically got seriously injured in war, in combat? Yeah, and they sacrificed they they sacrificed their legs or their mobility. I would say that is somewhat heroic, and you know, um, it is heroic. I mean, if you're willing to go out there and get yourself seriously injured, I mean, you got to have balls. Not somewhat heroic. I'll rephrase that. It is heroic because you got to have balls to do that. That kind of that kind of dealing with the ball. You got to have balls, you know, to get your legs blown off like that. You know. Are we talking about someone who just accidentally had a car accident, and got struck by a car maybe, or got into a really bad car accident, um, and now they're seriously injured? Is that heroic? Nah. Look, I'm a Christian, Mimi. Okay, I don't believe what matters is your race. It matters what's in your soul. I've met some good blacks. I really have. None of them were ghetto, but there were some good ones. You know. So have I, and all of them are morons. And every last one of them I met were morons. Neither do I. I don't like rap music. I don't like the ignorance. It's basically they're proud of being ignorant and stupid. So, John, I'm not a I'm not a fan. That it is. I wouldn't. Well, yeah, it is. It's just stuff they sing about is just disgusting. At the really, people say that metal music is disgusting, but like rock music. But rock music never really then never really was explicit in what they were saying. And, well, I'm not a Mormon, Mimi. The biblical word for like black people are ham. They're called ham. Mm. What can you say for talking about this? That is your choice, Mimi. I don't know what you believe in now. Ah, very good, Rocky. I mean, should I call you Ham now? It's Ham. All right. Well, let's find that interesting. I will put it this way: there is a musical genre that I just have deep disdain for. Can't stand when they play it. That's rap, hip hop, drill, whatever you want to call it. And I cannot stand it. See, I grew up on real music, with singing and instruments in the 80s and 90s. Yes, I knew people that were into that hip hop crap. Not me. Nah, I could never feel it. If I can't feel the music, it's not music to me. There's no singing, there's no instruments, there's nothing. All this is a DJ and some it's like adult Dr. Seuss. When I think about rap music, I'll give it. I wouldn't call it music. It's an art form. I'll give it that. But it's ignorant as fuck. You know what I mean? Ignorant. You're talking about some ignorant music. Oh, you know what I mean? That you can criticize rock, like for some of the things they do, but you don't hear like Steven Tyler singing about popping that coochie. You know what I mean? He ain't singing that. Never heard Steven Tyler sing that crap. No. You've never heard you've never heard like is the chat still is the chat going cold? Uh drop something in the chat. You know what I mean? The chat. Has the chat froze? Come on now. Let me know. Let me know if the chat's froze, okay? Give me a thumbs up if here we go. Toby Keith, well, he's a country singer. It's not that bad. You know, that guy is an actor. He's not a singer. Like I said, when it comes to a lot of like music musicians I listen to, it's like I don't hear him singing about dumb shit. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna bust a cat because he stepped on my shoes. I'm gonna bust a cat because he stepped on my shoes. Kind of music. I'm like, nah. You never hear like let's see you never hear like like Lane Staley from Alice in Chains playing that singing stupid stuff like that. You know. Uh, Here's the thing. I'm not sorry. Okay. I'm gonna tell you. In my opinion, rap sucks. It sucks. Yeah, and I don't bother with it most of the time. If you want to listen to that stuff, be my guest. But the my ability to talk to you becomes less. I won't talk to you after that, and the less I speak with you, the better. Because if I hear you listen to rap music, I'm like, that person is an idiot. I'm not going to speak to that person. I don't talk to idiots. You know what I mean? You know, because that's just idiotic music, in my opinion. Can't stand them either. I do love that song by Offspring. You're pretty fly for a white guy. I actually said that to a white guy dressed like he's ghetto. I was like, you gotta keep it real. You ever listen to that song by Offspring? Who's those faces? You know it's hard to deal with. You know it's hard to say. A subject is cool, but he thinks it anyway. I've met a few ones like that. Gotta play the field, keep it real for you know when, for you know when. Yeah. Mm. That was a good song by Offspring. Oh yeah, gotta keep it real. All right, enough of my views on music. Uh, so true, Mimi. Oh, I never could stand him. I never could stand him. Trust me, I when I went back then, I was listening to a lot of new metal. I liked. You'd be surprised. I actually liked Slipknot, System of a Down, Corn. I was a freak. Um, yeah. So true, Rocky. So true. I listened, and I like the '80s. As I get older, I listen to a lot of '80s rock, a lot of '80s music, '80s pop, '80s pop, and I listen to. Let's see what else I listen to. I listen to a lot of '90s rock, like grunge, and you ever heard of They Might Be Giants, like Particle Man, Particle Man, you know? Yeah, but that guy's a bit of a freak. I was like, I'm not really into. That guy's bad, too weird for my taste. You know what I mean? I mean, Rob Zombie at least exuded some masculinity. It's like, yeah, it's like, Rob Zombie. Yeah, yeah, I did like the alternative and the grunge. Um, oh man, the grunge was awesome. Like, Kurt Cobain was awesome. Nirvana. My favorite was Alice in Chains. Oh, what a talented singer he was, Lane Staley. I mean, that guy, he had a voice that was so unique. You know, he could sing. He could go from different Alice in Chains. You know it, Dead Wolf. What's the best? That's right, true, Rod. That's right, Rocky. I don't. That's before my time, Mimi. That's like boomer music. I don't listen to too much boomer music. You know what I mean? I'm a Gen X dude. I'm a Gen X guy, so I listen to a lot of Gen X music. So, how you doing, Dead Wolf? I wish I could. I have branched out my musical taste over the years. I will say that. You'd be surprised, but I can't be the type. There's only type of person who listens to every genre of music. I gotta like review it. Do I like the sound? Then I'll get into it. But if I'm not into it, I'm not into it. You know what I mean? Are you talking about Glycerine? By Bush? Yeah, fellow Gen Xer. I'm late Gen X. I'm like 1980. I was born, so I'm a late Gen Xer. So I remember Black Label Society, Pantera. Are you kidding me? I remember. That was some masculine music back then. Very badass music, you know? Well, good for you, Mimi. I know he had a lot of talent, didn't he? You got I've heard of them. Dead Wolf. I think I've listened to a few of their songs. Been a long time ago. Well, these things happen, Mimi. I have not heard of that one. Oh yeah, that was the one. I think I've heard of it. I'm not sure. Rocky, I'm not sure. Haven't heard of him. I remember listening to okay, I love music from the 80s and 90s. I remember Kenny Loggins. I ran into the danger zone. Right into the danger zone. Soundgarden, are you kidding me? Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Yeah, I remember that song. Soundgarden, man. Of course, there's got to I forget the other band that was pretty good. Oh yes, I like beer because I should. Now or pizza. Now let's go drive a car. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer. I remember that one. Psycho sick. Beer. I have not. It sounds like a rap song. Mimi. Sounds like a rap song. I don't do it. Few times actually when I was younger. Slipknot. Um, I don't listen to black metal anymore. Oh, I didn't say that, Mimi. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Some of the music, I guess, I like Poison. Nothing but a good time, and it don't get no better than this. Like looking for nothing but a good time. It don't get no better than this. Yeah, that's a good song. Okay. Let's see. I remember. Let's see. Songs I can remember. I got. Oh, the Toadies. I come from the water. I remember Anvil. I didn't listen to them though. I washed upon the shore. So yeah, I remember some good songs. Don't remember that one. Uh, I remember. Oh, let's see. The Dropkick Murphys. Until he went woke. The Dropkick Murphys. I'm a sailor, a peg, and I lost my leg. Coming on the top town, lost my leg. I'm shipping out to Boston. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I listened to the radio a lot. I remember 98 Rock, Kirk, Mark, and Lopez. Oh, yeah. Kirk, Mark. I actually listened to Primus. You remember Primus? Uh, you know? Yeehaw! Yeah. Primus and, uh, yes, I listened to that Primus. They were pretty cool. uh, I think I listened to them a few times. I don't remember all their songs. I have listened to them. They were okay. I do remember Filter. Filter was pretty good. Mm. Can't you trip like me? Oh, yeah. Damn. I do remember Prodigy. Not one of my favorites. I preferred Blur myself. Blur was one of my favorite British bands that came out. Blur, you know. I remember Park Life, and that was a pretty good one. Park Life, and there was like woohoo, yeah. Blur was pretty good. Song number two was one of my favorite songs by Blur. Yes, the Smashing Pumpkins. They had some great songs. Oh, really? Mm, interesting. Oh man. Let's see for some bands from the '80s. I loved Hall and Oates. They got some. They were jamming. Hall and Oates was. You know, it's like, oh, you're out of touch, but I'm out of time. Mm. But I'm head when I'm coming around. Oh, and there's I love the '80s pop. I will tell you that. Like the '80s, like there's always something there to remind me. Slayer, yeah, Slayer. Yeah, I listened to a few Slayer songs. Don't remember them that much, but yeah. Of course, I loved Man of War. Well, it's been nice taking this trip. I know, but it's been nice taking this trip down memory lane, but I'm low on charge. God bless you. All glory goes to God. I hear you, but I gotta go. I'm low on charge on this phone, and it's been a good stream. See you, everyone. God bless you.